Welcome back once again. So today we are going to solve this recently appeared Leetcode problem, which is marked as hard. But trust me, this is not a hard question. If you really know the basics of DFS calls, how to make calls in a DFS, and how to traverse a graph, you are going to understand it well, and you can easily solve that. So this questions is saying that you are given two tree, okay, and given an adjacency list, means if 0 and 1 means 0 and 1 connected, if 0 and 2 means 0 and 2 are connected by an edge, and similarly the whole graph is given, okay, and you need to connect one node to the another graph. Means for every node you have to connect it by any other node of tree 2, such that the uh, the target node is going to be the maximum one, and the target node is the distance is the even. Okay, so let's understand it. Like for 0, I am going to have 0 means 0 is an even distance for 0, so one node, and then 1 and 2 are at what distance, so no increase. So and 3 and 4 again at a 2 distance, so I am going to have 3 nodes in this graph, and I can connect at least, means at most one edge to another tree from 0 to any other node, such that I can get the maximum number of target nodes. So let's connect 0 by 0, so 3, and this will be at odd size, so and these 3 2 3 and 1 at even size, so I will increase 3 plus 3 6, and then again these are at odd distance, so again plus 2 5 and 6 are at even distance from this node, so answer would be 8. 5 plus 3. Okay, so I have to return a code so that it will calculate for every node. Now there is a quick observation in this question, that let's suppose I mark this as an event, like I am traversing via a DFS call, so I mark this node as even, and for adjacent each call I will mark as odd nodes. For this call I will mark it as even nodes. And let's suppose for this node, what are the number of nodes by counting all the events nodes, so 1 2 and 3 for this node. And if for this node it is an even place, so for 3 nodes the node number 0 will be again at the even place, so I can effectively calculate for each nodes how many number of nodes are there at a even size. Similarly, I will mark all the nodes and even and odd from by traversing through the root, that is 0, and effectively calculate how many number of nodes for each node that are at a even or odd distance. Okay, so now let's go and write the code and step by step understand it, how we are actually writing the code. So we are given two tree, so I have to effectively calculate the size as edges of one dot size, and n will be plus 1, like it is given level from 0 to n minus 1, and edges 1 has length n minus 1. Okay, and again m will be equal to edges or 2 dot size and plus 1, and I have to make adjacency list for each node. Let's suppose adjacency 1, which is going to be size n, and then again adjacency list of 2, which is going to be size of m. Or effectively I need to build the adjacency list for each graph or tree, you can say. So for each edges I can say that from this node I can connect one edge, so adjacency of 1 x of 0 is connected to x of 1, and similarly I can copy this and say that 1 is also connected with 0, and I need to also build the second adjacency list by this one, and let's say this copy this code also in this place, and for adjacency list into I can say this one also. Okay, and now let's build two vector for storing the odd and even. So let's suppose this one is v1 of n and v2 of m size. Okay, and let's build a function for calling dfs. So I make a lambda function. You can also write a simple function, but I will make it as a lambda function so that it will be going to be clear. So this lambda function will be taking the current index, and also it will take the parent one, and what is the parity of this one, current, even or odd. It is going to return some bool value. So I need to have function, let's suppose this is int, so I am going to have int, and then it is returning something and taking int and int. Yeah, okay, so let's test this lambda function first, it is actually working correct or not. So I need to return it earlier. Sorry, what's the problem with this one? And yeah, may have some return value in this function also. And yeah, it is working. So I am at a current index, so I will mark this index will be the parity one. Okay, and I will call for every index x in adjacency list of one of index. So I will call its adjacency nodes, adjacent nodes, and if I will check that if current should not be equal to parent, otherwise I will calculate, I will call the function. So I will call the dfs once again for the this index, and parent will be the index, and parity will be changed. So if it is 1, then it will become 0, if it is 1, then it become 1. Okay, so I will call it, and I will build similar or even parity for another one. So I will copy this function and let's mark it as dfs2. So I will dfs2, and it is calling in dfs1. So it is storing the parity in vector 2, and similarly code is written adjacency of list of 2. And yeah, if x is parent, then continue, otherwise call this function. Okay, so this is going to be built, and let's see whether it is working or not. So for int ampersand x in v1, I will see out the value of x, and I will see out the, and let also check the output of vector 2. Okay, so if I have to call the lambda function also, so I will call it to 0, and parent initially will be -1, and parity will be even. So 0 -1 again 0. Okay, so it is working correctly. At 0 is even, 1 and 2 is odd, then 3 and 4 will be even. We can see that 0 even, odd, even. So that is working fine, and for this one also. So now I can say that I will store a parity of each one as an answer, and I have to return the answer. So I need to calculate how I am going to connect this node with this graph such that maximum number of nodes are going to be target one. So for each node, for int I is equal to 0 to I is less than n I plus plus, I can say that if or I need to first calculate the maximum one. So either the even or the odd. So first I will calculate in vector v2. So let's suppose let's make two variable and int odd equal to 0 and int even is equals to 0, and calculate if v2 of I is equal to 0, then means it is odd, else it is even. It is 1, then it will be odd, and if it is 0, then it will be even. Okay, and I will also return let max value also int max value, let's suppose max v. So max v initially will be 0 and max will be maximum of either odd or the even. I need to calculate it. I will calculate the number of nodes that are maximum at either will be even or odd. So in this case, number of nodes which is at odd distance will be 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And I need to calculate for each node in tree 1 what is going to be the maximum number of nodes. So I have to calculate odd and even nodes first. So I will again mark it as even and odd as 0, and if b1 of 1 is equals to 1, then it is odd, else even. And again for int I equal to 0 to n and I plus plus, and if it is v1 of I is odd, that means I need to push back the at even distance number of nodes and even, so that will be basically even. Okay, and plus I need to connect it such that it will be maximum of v. So let's suppose I am at an even node. I need to calculate the find the maximum number of nodes in this one. So I can connect this node with this even nodes. I will connect it. So this odd number marked odd will be at even distance, and then else I need to push back the odd one. So this will be I think odd one. If v1 of I will be equal to 1, then odd, otherwise even, and each time I will increase it by max v, and I can return the answer. So let's see what is. Yeah, so it is running perfectly, and now let's submit it. And so yeah, it is accepted successfully. So thank you for watching the video. See you in the next video. Thank you.